In the complex tapestry of ancient European mythology, certain deities resonate with a power so primal that their names are etched into the very thunderclaps that roll across the sky. Piorun is one such figure, a god of thunder, lightning, storms, and war, venerated in ancient Slavic belief, yet echoing with themes and characteristics that align closely with the deities of Norse mythology. Known for his fierce might and command of the skies, Piorun's mythology blends the raw force of nature with the martial values of courage, honor, and divine justice. For centuries, his name was invoked by warriors before battle, farmers seeking protection for their crops, and sailors braving stormy seas. The name Piorun itself comes from the Slavic word for thunder or lightning, making it both a divine title and a natural phenomenon. To ancient Slavic peoples, thunder was not just a meteorological event. It was the physical manifestation of Piorun's presence and will. When lightning split the sky, it was his weapon, striking down enemies of the gods and punishing those who broke sacred oaths. Much like Thor in Norse mythology or Perkunas in Baltic traditions, Piorun was more than a weather god. He was a protector, a lawgiver, and an embodiment of the forces that upheld the cosmic order. The overlap between Piorun and Norse deities is striking. In Norse mythology, Thor wields Mjolnir, a hammer that channels thunder and lightning, and rides into battle against giants and chaotic beings that threaten the order of the 9 realms. Piorun, in Slavic tradition, is often depicted wielding a hammer, axe, or bow that could unleash lightning bolts. He too fought against monstrous and chaotic forces, particularly serpentine dragons that symbolized disorder and destruction. Both gods represent an unwavering defense against the enemies of civilization, a theme deeply rooted in Indo-European mythological traditions that stretch back millennia. Piorun's imagery in Slavic folklore also mirrors the Norse concept of the warrior-protector god. He was envisioned as a towering, bearded figure with a powerful build, clad in armor, often riding a chariot pulled by mighty steeds across the heavens. The rumble of thunder was the sound of his wheels, while lightning bolts were his arrows striking the earth. In both Slavic and Norse worldviews, storms were not merely destructive. They were cleansing forces that renewed the balance of the world, washing away evil and revitalizing the land. In agrarian societies, Piorun's favor was essential for survival. Farmers prayed to him for rain to nourish their crops, but also for protection from excessive storms that could ruin harvests. This duality, of both bringing life and destruction, is a key feature of storm gods across cultures. His worship was closely tied to fertility, not in the sensual sense, but in the sense of ensuring the land's productivity and the community's sustenance. In this way, Piorun's role parallels Thor's connection to the fertility of the earth in Norse myth, as both gods were invoked to safeguard the prosperity of their people. Rituals honoring Piorun were often conducted outdoors, near sacred trees or mountaintops, places believed to be closer to the divine realm. Oak trees, in particular, were sacred to him, just as they were to Thor and Zeus. These trees were seen as living symbols of strength, endurance, and connection between heaven and earth. Offerings to Piorun included bread, mead, livestock, and occasionally weapons, symbolizing loyalty and the willingness to stand under his protection. In the spiritual worldview of the early Slavs, Piorun's battles were not confined to mortal perception. He fought ceaselessly against Veles, the god of the underworld, in a cosmic struggle between the upper and lower realms. This eternal conflict, in which Veles would steal cattle or disrupt the natural order, mirrors the Norse mythic cycles of gods clashing with giants and serpents in an ongoing effort to preserve balance until the final apocalyptic battle, Ragnarok. As Christianity spread through Eastern Europe, the worship of Piorun, like that of many pre-Christian gods, was gradually suppressed. His image was often merged with or demonized by Christian figures, sometimes replaced by Saint Elijah, who in Christian folklore rides a fiery chariot and hurls lightning bolts at demons. Yet in rural areas, the old beliefs persisted, and the name Piorun still carried weight as a symbol of power, justice, and protection against evil. The Norse and Slavic mythologies, while distinct, share deep-rooted Indo-European origins, and the similarities between Piorun and Thor are no coincidence. Both gods serve as protectors of the cosmic order, defenders of humanity, and wielders of the storm's raw energy. Their myths embody the understanding that nature's most fearsome forces can also be its greatest protectors, and that true power lies not only in destruction, but in the preservation of harmony. Today, Piorun remains a figure of fascination for historians, folklorists, and modern pagans seeking to revive the ancient Slavic pantheon. His image still appears in cultural works, from literature and art to music and festivals, celebrating pre-Christian traditions. In exploring his mythology alongside Norse counterparts, we see the shared human impulse to find meaning in the storm, to see lightning not as chaos but as a weapon of justice, and to call upon a protector who stands unyielding against the forces that threaten the world.